Another week in the books and getting closer to the regular season. Not gonna lie, watching the backups playing is a bit of a drag. Good news is, some of these backups are making waves, turn that elusive roster spot. The wide receiver room is already full of playmakers with Kirk, Ridley, Zay, and Agnew. I'll never forget his fumble from last year. Ridiculous. I'm pretty sure they'll be keeping 6 wide receivers, and I have Tim Jones leading the pack for wide receiver number 5. He had a great catch early in the game, down the sideline, carried both the corner and the safety with him for about 48 yards. Following him was Elijah Cooks making a great play after catching a slant, juking out 3 people for a big gain. Seth Williams made a couple of first down catches, being very sure-handed. Really like that. Reminds me of Jones Jr. from last year. Marvin Jones, yeah. Just that guy you could go to on 3rd and 6 and need that first down. Jacob Harris only had 1 catch for 23 yards, but he was beating coverage and getting open quite a bit. Lastly, Parker Washington had a TD catch in the red zone, outrunning his defender. About 15 yards. It's going to be rough choosing who to cut. On another note, Strange and Prince were making all the catches you want your tight ends to make, and they were blocking quite well in the run game. CJ Beathard was looking pretty mediocre. He was overthrowing players at times and did throw a pick that was tipped by one defender and I think caught by Gilmore. He did finally throw 1 touchdown after marching down the field. I was glad to see him push the ball down the field pretty often, going deep and at least over 20 yards. But one play call I am personally against is throwing a tight end screen on 3rd and 1. That is some Pittsburgh Matt Canada bull, and I want no part of it. And then you have Nathan Rook. He was slippery again, evading sacks, made some good decisions, and a lot of sidearm throws this time around, I think. The O-line didn't hold up as well as last week, giving up 3 sacks. But the penalties, thank God the penalties went down from 13 to 4 this week. I know the refs can be sticklers, but I'd rather see methodical, disciplined football any day of the week. There were not many running lanes that opened up, at least not in the inside, but Johnson and Bigsby found a lot of production by bouncing it to the outside. Bigsby especially was running very hard and seemed a lot faster this week. He made a lot of people miss, too, on 13 carries for about 70 yards. And then Johnson went 36 yards on 6 carries and 2 TDs, proving that he's a stable backup running back. Could be even a starter, or at least a change of pace guy. I loved him playing back in Cleveland. I still haven't seen anything very impressive from Hasty, but I'm pretty sure he's going to make the team in favor of Connor, who's just going to be he's going to get the short end of the stick. Unless he makes the practice squad, I guess. Now, the defense was still pretty exciting, holding the line to only 7 today. They only allowed 1 out of 12 third down conversions. That's awesome. However, they did give up both 4th down conversions, and you can't be having that. Standouts were definitely Jeremiah Ledbetter, who held his own in the run game, disrupting anything on the inside. He also recorded a sack and a forced fumble from this bad handoff, but him and Caleb Johnson were right there in the backfield. And Caleb Johnson actually recovered it and picked it up. He could have made it all the way back to the end zone. However, he kind of stumbled there at the end. It was about 30-yard return. Johnson's been looking good and possibly jumping over Shaquille Quarterman in the depth chart. Gregory Jr. had solid coverage all day, and had another pick. Hopefully, if he keeps this up, we can soon get Trey Herndon off the field. I just don't think he's fast enough, and he's broke my heart too many times. So Caleb Chason was getting free quite a bit, and he was putting a lot of good pressure on Teddy Bridgewater, but he just couldn't finalize any sacks. He also got caught jumping on 4th and 1. You can't be doing bonehead stuff like this. I don't know. After so many years in Jacksonville, I think the dude just needs some help. I don't know what it's going to take, though. Another week, another win. Hopefully this keeps rolling into the regular season. If it doesn't, don't lose your head. It's going to be alright. If you enjoy this kind of coverage, let me know in the comments down below. God, love football.